Hey everyone, it's Jeremy with Quiet Mind Yoga, and today we're focusing on the core strengthening with side plank Vasisthasana, and we'll do some variations of that. So we're going to start here on the belly, hands under shoulders, palms open beside, palms face the ceiling beside you, turn the head to one side, and just soften the belly. Big inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale nose, and exhale mouth, soft belly. Inhale nose, and exhale mouth. Bring the head to face the ground, hands under shoulders, and come back to hands and knees. So we're going to focus a lot on the obliques. We'll do a little bit to lengthen them first off here. So scoot back on your mat so your hips can stay over your knees and your knees can stay on the mat. Walk your hands forward, forehead towards the ground, so the hips stay over the knees and forehead comes down. Elbows can drop here and press into the hands. Let your belly drop. So the ribs, the sides, the lats, the obliques get longer. And we'll come back to the belly and come onto your left elbow, left forearm, parallel to the front edge of your mat. So you're on your left side, and your legs are stacked, legs are straight. Scoot your elbow a little bit forward. Shoulder should be okay here. If there's any pain in it, just ease away from it. And then just let your kind of go against some conventions here and let your shoulder come up towards your ear. Let your side body get long and drop down towards the ground. If this hurts your shoulder, just come up a little bit out of that. But for a lot of us, it should be okay. In this particular posture right now, let your shoulder come up towards your ear. Most of the time, I wouldn't say that, but here it's okay. Let your left side get long and sink down. While you're in this position, lift your right leg any amount towards the ceiling. Straight right leg, lifting. All right, we'll do that a little bit later. And you bring your hand outside the right hip. You feel the outer right hip strengthening here to lift the leg. We'll use that later. Let's come back to the belly. Right forearm parallel to the front edge of your mat, onto your right side. Don't worry about shoulder alignment. Elbow a little bit forward. Drop the weight into the right ribs. Right shoulder a little bit into the ear. It's okay here. And let your right side get long. Left leg lifts. Hand to the outer left hip. Feel what's lifting there, the strong abductors, abductors. Lower back down. Back to the belly. We'll go onto the left side, and this time, left elbow out in front of you. So now your left arms, your triceps coming down, hand under the head. So the whole left side getting long here. And scoot your left hip down by pressing into the right foot. Left elbow reaches forward, so the whole left side getting a stretch here. And just resting on the side. Right leg lifts. Back to center. Onto the right elbow. Right tricep down. Hand holding behind the head. Left leg lifts. Long through the right side. And back to center. Hands under shoulders. Downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. Ease into down dog. Bend the right knee. Left heel drops. Press into the hands. Left hip lifts. Focus on stretching the outer left side of the body. Back to center. Left knee bends, right heel comes down. Hands root down, hips press back. Open right ribs towards the ceiling. Back to center. Forward to plank position, shoulders over the wrists. Hold and breathe. A little bit to strengthen transverse abdominals under the six-pack muscles that we all know, and walk your hands a little bit forward. So I was just a little bit back on my mat, so make sure you're in a good spot on your mat towards the front. And then bend the elbows down onto the ground. Forearm plank. Left hand down, right hand down, plank position. Other side, left hand down, left elbow down, right elbow down, right hand down, left hand down. So we're walking up plank down to forearm plank. Back up to plank. Back down to forearm plank. Back up to plank. And then knees down all the way down to your belly. Turn the head to the other side from before, palms face up. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Soft, relaxed belly. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Hands under shoulders, hands and knees. Left elbow down, side forearm plank. Stack the feet. So now your left hip might come down to start and work into this. If you've got it, lift the left hip, feet are stacked. Right shoulder over right elbow. Right hand to right hip, lift the right leg. If that doesn't work, keep the legs stacked. Back down to the belly. Right elbow down. Side forearm plank on the right side. Stack the feet. Stay the hip down at first if that's enough. You're pressing into the forearm. Or lift the hips. And left arm can extend overhead. And left leg can lift. Back down. Back down. To the belly. Hands under shoulders. Hands and knees. And then tuck the toes. Let your knees just hover off the ground. Press into the hips, downward facing dog, pedal the feet out. And then forward to plank. And if you know what I'm going to talk about, you can stay in plank. But if you're not familiar with Jason Crandell's work, he's one of my favorite teachers. When we're inside plank, we're going to want to have the shoulder right into the hand. So to look kind of like this with the blocks when we get there. A lot of times when we do side plank, it looks a little more like this. So I'll show you what I mean. From plank position, if you just stay right there, bring your feet together, come to your right hand, and keep just like that. Now, if I come up to kneeling and keep my hand in relation to my body like it just was, it's now too low. So it's creating a lot of stress on the shoulder joint rather than actually being parallel with the shoulder like this. So same thing with the blocks. If we have that first version that is very common, it looks like this, not a very stable structure. But the second version is a lot more stable. So you can really press into that, right? Jason Crandell, that's where I learned that from. Great teacher. So we're going to practice that. Hands under shoulders. Bring your right hand a little bit forward. And then side plank. Left hand on left hip. And if you see, if I come down here, you can stay there if you want. Now my hand is in line with the shoulder and not below it like it just was. Right? Putting weight on the shoulder joint at this angle, not so good. This angle, really good. Right? Side plank. And then back to center. Left hand a little bit forward, onto the left side. Right arm can come over left. Not lifting the legs yet, just focusing on the shoulders. Back to center. Back to down dog, weight off the shoulders, press into the hands. Lift your right leg straight back and then step it forward. High lunge. Arms rise up alongside the ears, reach through the ring fingers. And then open up warrior two. Arms extend like you're doing plank pose. Press through the heels of the hands. Press out through the arms. Palms turn up. Reverse warrior. Long right side. Straighten right leg. Hinge forward. Triangle pose. Right hand inside the ankle. Left arm over right. Like you're doing side plank. Press into the heels of the hands on both sides. Already, that engages the obliques. Keep hands like that. Warrior two. High lunge, arms extend. And then lower hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, interlace the hands behind the back. Arms hang overhead. Bend your left knee, keep the right leg straight. Turn the left shoulder towards the left knee. There's a micro bend in the right knee, never hyperextending the joints. Shoulders and elbows as well. There's not a hyperextension in the elbows. There's a room to slightly bend if you needed to. Right shoulder moves towards the ceiling. Left shoulder moves towards the left knee. And back to center. Right shoulder towards right knee. Left shoulder over right knee. Left shoulder towards ceiling. Right shoulder towards right knee. Left knee is a micro bend. Back to center. Both legs straight. Arms still interlaced. And release the hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, step the left foot back and then the right foot back to down dog. Inhale, left foot, leg back. Exhale, step forward. High lunge. Arms rise up through the ring fingers. Back heel down, warrior two, with the palms of the hands pressing away. Palms turn up, reverse warrior. Straighten left leg, triangle pose. Palms press away from each other again. Left hand pressing down like side plank, right hand pressing up like it's in side plank. Warrior two. High lunge. And then lower hands, step back to down dog. Plank pose. Right hand forward. Outer edge of right foot. Left arm over right. Left leg lifts. Back to center. Plank pose. Left hand forward. Outer edge of left foot. Right arm lifts. Right leg lifts. And here your right fingertips can point up. You don't need to press through the hand again like we were. Back to center. Plank. Belly all the way down. Low cobra. Hands press down and drag back. Heart reaches forward and up. Tops of feet press down to lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Stretching the chest and shoulders, which we were just strengthening. And then lower down, back to hands and knees. Hips stay over the knees, hands walk forward. Anahatasana, forehead down. Press into the hands, drop the belly. Keep right hand there, keep legs there. Thread your left arm underneath into a twist. Bring your right hand beside the head. Shift weight towards the left shoulder, right knee lifts off the mat, right foot lifts off the mat. Hold and breathe here, contracting the left obliques, left side of the body. If you want more challenge, come to your right fingertips, and maybe even right hand hovers, just balancing there. Back to center, back down, and arms extend again. Right arm threads underneath, right shoulder down. You can stay just like this in the twist, it's good. If you want a little more, left hand comes beside the head, press into the left hand, lift the left knee, left foot just hovers off the ground. So you feel a little more contraction in the outer right side of the body. A little more challenge, left fingertips or no left hand. Just balancing here with the stabilizing of the right side of the body. Left knee down, left hand down, back to center. Anahatasana, hands extend, chest, belly drops down. And then walk the hands in and back to kneeling. Hands interlace at the base of the spine. Reach the hands back, lift the heart forward. Lean the head to the left. Hands over to the right. I'll come to the side so you can see better. And bring the hands interlaced outside the right side of the body here. Right shoulder dropping down. And the head can move a little bit forward and back. And it might even feel good to make a yawning motion with the jaw. And back to center. Hands behind you. And then hands over to your left, head to your right. Left shoulder tends to creep up here. Left shoulder drops down. And the head can move a little bit forward and back. Making a yawning motion with the jaw. And then to the center, I'll mirror you for this. So your left hand walks out to the left. Right arm extends, lengthening the side body. And then we'll come back to center. Right hand walks out, left arm extends. And back to center. Hands resting on the lap. Brief meditation, bring attention to the breath in the lower belly and creating space for the breath to fill the body. Rather than trying to pull the air in, just creating space. And then come down to your back for Shavasana. Final resting posture, legs open, palms open. Start to make small movements of the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, arms and legs, knees in, over to one side. Press back up to sitting, closing the practice, hands together at the heart, bowing the mind to the heart and to each other. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste.